Hello and welcome to the Niler 9 podcast. I hope it's lovely and summery wherever you are. My guest today is Soak. Bridie Mons Watson has been making music since they were a teenager in Derry. I remember seeing them in 2014 or at Other Voices in Dingle when they were age of 14 or so. They released their Mercury Prize nominated debut album Before We Forgot How to Dream, 2015, followed by Grimtown in 2019, and If I Never Know You Like This Again in 2022, all of which were released on Rough Trade. The last few years have been a strange and a kind of a quieter stretch for Soak. Vocal issues left them wondering if their time in music was coming to an end. And in the middle of it all, a collaboration with Fred again popped up called Just Stand There, which became the most heard vocal of their career, racking up over 25 million plays in the process. Now Soak is back. Death Valley Fridge Magnet is the first solo song released in over 4 years. Song about feeling lost and finding your way back through your friends. And they just recently completed a small mini tour of Ireland around bookshops and small venues around the country, road testing new songs. So there's more to come for Soak for sure this year, as we'll discuss. But before that happens, you can also catch Soak live this summer at the Circle by Jameson Music at the All Together Now Festival. It is a stage that always has a really great lineup. It has got varied stuff on this year. They're like Mike and Miss Dynamite, Freak Slug, One Leg, One Eye, some of our favourite Irish artists as well. Delivery Service, Rory Sweeney, Pebble Dash, Monjola, Pot, Mango, of course, Ahmed with Love, Negro and Pacto. Loads of great stuff on that stage, including Soak. So for this conversation, Soak picked 5 songs to frame the chat a bit. We talked a bit about Big Thief, Judy Jacklin, amongst other topics and other songs. So we get into all of that, along with losing your voice, writing to your younger self, and operating and making music for 12 or 13 years of being Soak. Here is my chat with Soak on the Niler 9 podcast.
There's something about us I've always liked. Is the years fast and trust to take us from ourselves. Never gonna let you forget. Never gonna let you.
Bridie, how are you?
I'm good.
Good.
Yeah, really good. What about you?
So, yeah, good. It is nice and summery, as we were saying, which is rare. Not good podcasting weather because nobody wants to be talking into a screen for too long. Listen, you were recently on a tour around Ireland, and you picked some really interesting spots to play. And I'm interested why you picked those spots. You went to places like Prim's Bookshop in Kinsale, DeBarra's in Clonakilty, obviously a well-known venue, Green Room in Dingle, Roisin Dove, of course, Termon, Donegal, Glenvie Inn as well, Waterville you went to. A few Cork dates. You like Cork?
I do like Cork, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, at times Dublin gets spoilt and the rest gets a little forgotten.
Yeah.
And that was part of it. Also, part of it was just that, like, selfishly, I really wanted to go to all those places as well.
Like, have you been to all those before?
Not all of them, a lot of them, like the Roisin Dove, and I've been to Levis's, but I'd never been to Kinsale ever. So I'd never been to Prim's. I just heard great things. And I'd been to DeBarra's before. But Termon especially, that pub has never had a gig in it ever before.
Okay.
And it's like the family pub of Tommy McLaughlin, who I record with. And we've been saying for...
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, it was quite a rogue choice to end the tour there.
Yeah, I've definitely never seen any before. I was like, okay.
This is
a Donegal connection.
Yeah, for sure. We just we're speaking about it for honestly 15 years. I've been like, can we do it? Like, it would be so funny if we just took over the place and did a show. And we did on last Saturday, and it was just hilarious. Like, it was class. And we filmed the whole thing, so we've made something out of that as well. And not just the whole thing's class. So many characters in Ireland.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's lower stakes to do these kind of events, but it sounds really nice. I mean, great time of year to do it as well.
Yeah, honestly, just pure enjoyment. And it was a nice way, I think, I haven't done a headline tour like that in a couple of years. So it was a nice way to just ease back in. And I only played new stuff. which
Yeah.
was like such a, I don't know, it was a real fun way to do things and quite
Yeah.
intimate as well. Like it was almost too intense at times.
Yeah.
Just like in terms of it's a bit scary being in front of a room with people that focused, but in a
Yeah.
nice way as well.
Well, they were all
Yeah.
there. They're all on your side, I think. So I think that's okay.
I think so. Yeah, I kept saying it was a bit like a school talent show at times. Like just
Okay.
the nature of it. It's so
Yeah.
I don't know, scary. But it was really fun.
I read Owen from the Point of Everything's piece about your bars gig, and it seems. Did you bring your mom with you this time again? It's
Yeah, yeah.
on tour because I
Yeah.
remember like the first time I heard of you was obviously Other Voices that those many years ago. So was that 2016, 2014 around that time, something around that time?
Yeah,
I remember
around
you,
then.
obviously you were very young then, so your mom was traveling with you.
Yeah.
How long is it from Jerry to Dingle? It's like 6 hours or something.
It's
Longer.
like longer. It's like 8 hours, and then you kind of
8
have to
hours,
stop for
yeah.
rest and whatever.
Of
Yeah,
course, yeah. So
yeah.
she came
She's
along.
amazing. Yeah, she came along whenever starting to think about the tour and stuff. I was thinking it'd be so nice because, like, yeah, when I started out, my mum used to drive me to all the shows. She drove me to
Yeah.
Dingle, drove me to Dublin many a time. I keep making jokes that she like Kris Jennered me, even though like she has none of them vibes. And yeah, and then I asked her if she'd like to just join me on this because I don't live in Ireland anymore as well.
Hmm.
So we thought it would be especially nice just to spend time together. And
That
it
is
was
nice,
really
yeah.
fun. Like it was us two and her dog Josie. So just like honestly very wholesome. Just yeah, it was really cute. Great
Cute.
time.
That is cute. Nice. So where do you live at the moment? Where are you based?
I don't know, all over at the moment. I was living in Dublin for 4 years and just left in March.
Okay.
And my girlfriend's Swiss, so we're in Switzerland now. We just spent some time in Portugal. Kind of just seeing what sticks at the moment, really, like floating
Okay.
around.
Is there
Yeah.
are these places that you've been spending time in, obviously Dublin for a number of years, but also your new single, Dead Valley Fridge Magnet, is inspired by time in the US as well. So what are you writing about? Like are a lot of the songs you're writing about inspired by places or people or both, or where are you coming from?
I mean, I think mostly, and it's a boring answer, but just like generally my life, like as it is, like I'm always trying to kind of figure out how I feel. And to do the way I do that is mostly like written, like
Yeah.
just to see my thoughts in front of me is really how I know how I actually am doing. Because a lot of the time I can just coast and really not think twice.
Yeah.
So like Death Valley, I wrote in the car. It was starting to snow around Christmas a couple of years back, and I was just driving past St Stephen's Green, and it brought on all these different memories I had of my best friend. We did a road trip in America a load of years ago, and it brought up all these memories. And I was trying to, I think, just like take the complication of like adulthood out of things and remember like how it felt to be like 18 and really not care much and just like want to do stupid things and have kind of silly conversations. Not that I don't do that now, but it becomes harder, I think, as your life becomes more complex.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. More responsibilities that you get, all those kind of
Yeah.
things, it's just part of it, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, like, does that change how you write songs then, in terms of like the topics you're concerned about, the kind of are they bigger world kind of stuff, or, I mean, you've often written about being young and youth as well. So, I
Yeah.
mean, as you get older, then do you start to kind of more represent your more recent experiences, or are you always keen to reflect the past?
No, I think actually a big difference in the stuff that I've been writing in the past while is that it's very present. I think before, like, I would have been very nostalgic in my writing. I think like I really, I think there's like a era from like 21 to 25 where most people are like extremely lost and there's so many variables in your life and you move away, people move away, and you're trying to like figure out the next steps. And I think I really struggled during that time to try and find what the tracks were. And now I think I write, I don't know, I notice a change in myself that I'm trying a lot less. Like just in the way I'm writing, I'm only trying to make myself laugh ever, to be honest now. Like,
Okay.
and I'm like enjoying the process a lot more than I used to. I think I used to punish myself a lot and kind of seek some sort of optimization in music, which is like the worst combination of words when it comes to art, you know?
Like, I mean, when you say optimization, do you mean like understanding, or like the way people
No,
talk
I think
about music as therapy or that kind of thing?
no, I mean it as in like I think my approach to music was like, "Oh, this melody isn't strong enough." I don't know. I don't. I think there was a little while out there where I kind of lost my intention with it all and was just used to doing it. So I was like, "How do I stay in the game?" kind of thing. And then I stopped. I think I was reaching a point where I did like I was just making music for the sake of it, and it wasn't giving me joy. But it kind of coincided with a few like felt like the universe was agreeing with me as well. I had like I ended up I have like a autoimmune disease that I didn't know about, and I only
Mm.
found out about it because I started to lose my voice. Like after one show, my voice would just become hoarse, and just start having all these issues with it. And when that started happening, I was like, well, maybe there's a reason I'm not meant to do this, and I'm meant to divert
Right.
or something. And in a way, in the end, I think like I don't know how much I believe in spirituality stuff, but like I did really actually need a moment to read. Like, do I want to like what do I care about? Why did I want to do this in the first place? What is like what is for me in this? And it really recentered everything and changed kind of everything, to be honest, in terms of how I do things. Like I just remodeled everything
Yeah.
for joy in a way. Like, and it's been nice. It's
That's
actually
nice.
been a
Yeah,
big
it's a nice
relief.
way to think of it. So when did you first realize you are having kind of vocal issues?
Around the last record, closer to the end of that cycle, we would play, well, mostly when we were on tour, I would play a show and then my voice would just go, or I'd be like straining so hard. Like it was painful to sing. And then for a lot of those like last tours, I would literally be like on vocal rest during the day to save my voice for the show that evening, strain it again and repeat the process and just be stressed out kind of the entire tour that I wouldn't be able to do the show.
For
And
sure.
then you've got
Yeah.
like there's a band there and everybody's getting paid. So it was just so stressful. But I mean, we got that resolved in the end, thankfully.
Okay.
Um,
Very good. I mean, it was, I guess, because you've been doing it so long and because you've been doing it since, you were a teen, there must be an element of it for you is like, I mean, when you're faced with that, you're like, well, what else would I do? Where would I go now? Especially because you've gone from teenager to adulthood and doing it. And, in a way, I'm very similar. Like, I mean, I'm a bit older when I started doing what I'm doing, but I've been doing this for 20 years now. So I was like, if somebody said, or I was like, it's time for me to stop doing this. I was like, shit, I haven't done a CV in 18 years or
time
something
to
like
grow
that.
up.
Yeah, yeah. I was like, there is an element of that. You feel like, I mean, I'm just winging it. I've been winging it since I started this. So like, how do you
Yeah,
reconcile that? Like, what do you like? Do you have other ideas about like? I guess that's the thing because I mean, I'm not saying an artist like yourself, but what I will say is that I see similarities in terms of like people's perceptions of you and then the name that you have. Like I gave myself a name, like you gave yourself a name, so you kind of have to disentangle it a little bit at some point and be like, I want to know who I am, but I also want to know what that is as well. So I mean, is that something you've done?
100%. Yeah, I can completely. I'm on the same page as you. It's such a bizarre thing, I think, when you dedicate yourself to like an art or a career, whatever like that as well. That is like, it's no secret that this is like the most unreliable industry to
Yeah.
be in. But, and I think like when I was younger, I really prided myself on that I had no plan B and that like I was fully committed. And I genuinely still feel that way. I think I view success as a different thing now as well. Like, I think when I was younger, well, to be fair, I've never like, I've always been relatively humble in terms of like my aspirations have never been to like headline Glastonbury. It's just been to kind of continue being able to do this. And I still feel that way. Like, to me, like success is having the freedom of time and space to like actually make the next song and make the next thing. But now I think a big distinction for me was recognizing that I can still do that in my life no matter what happens. It's like Do you know what I mean? Like nothing will stop the next song except for you. And like even if your job wasn't music anymore, or I know plenty of musicians that have day jobs. It's just I think it's like you can be an artist and it doesn't have to be your entire income. That's a big definition that I think
Yeah, increasingly
like I had to
now,
learn.
obviously that's what people are feeling because of the nature of the industry. It's a tough place to make money in and a tough place to make a living, really, So it's, and then you've got all this AI stuff coming, and you're like the Watchdog stuff from a few weeks ago with the
Yeah.
Atlantic. I don't know if you spotted any of that stuff, but like these data sets, like where all these artists, I think you're in it as well. Like all these artists are just listed in these data sets, and you're like, why? And like without permission, and it becomes a bit more of this existential kind of, what are we allowing to happen? Or what are we just we're just allowing AI to walk over us in a way. You know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
there's been a sense of urgency of it at the moment. I think this week there's obviously a lot of Irish artists speaking up about it because there was a motion in the Dáil last night, so there was a bit of that. And I saw
Yeah.
Soda Blonde posting about it this morning.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Like it's just really good because Ireland has the EU presidency, so there's like an idea that we can enact some or put pressure on the change for this, and like it's more than being an opt out. It's more of, if you want to be in it, it has to be an opt in. So those kind of things, and like there's such big topics. I
Yeah.
kind of feel like there's so many of those kind of things at the moment in music where you're like, you know, they're getting in the way of the fun and enjoyment sometimes of actually the music that's been happening sometimes.
100%. I mean, it feels like just having done this for like 10 years, and I'm sure you say it yourself, like having done the same, like it feels like as time goes on, I don't think it's ever been harder than now to like try and navigate this industry and try to navigate just your rights and freedom as well. Like in terms of the AI stuff, it's insane. And I think like we are in a weird little moment in that the technology is developing so fast that the law can't really keep up with it. And also that like it's the first problems like this that we've experienced. So we don't really know yet what the template is for how to fix the problems. And I'd like to believe that this is the little hard part and then it's going to get easier. Maybe that's like naive, but I want to believe that.
No, I think it's
and
just hard. It's
I
just
keep
hard to
going
get
back
to that
like,
point, and that's the thing, isn't it? It's just hard to get it to a level
yeah,
where the artists are
it's,
taken care of.
yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, I mean, I like a lot of things in this world right now. I just really want to believe we're like gonna come out the other side having learnt so much. But
Yeah,
who knows?
for sure. What about Irish music at the moment? As a veteran of the industry, how do you feel about what's happening? There's obviously a lot of exciting music up around the place.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it just gets better and better. And I feel like now as well, there seems to be, I think with people like obviously Fontaines and Seamat and stuff leading this huge charge that like now a lot of people are taking Ireland a bit more seriously on a music map. And
Yeah,
especially given like more of a spotlight to the newer artists as well, which is great to see. But I like it really feels like we're flying as a country musically. Like the standard of stuff coming out is ridiculous. Like I just
yeah,
listened to the new Joshua Burnside record, which I think is his best yet. Like
yeah,
he does keep doing that and what he's putting out. Just something like that dynamically in comparison to like the last Seamat record. Also like her like
yeah,
phenomenal
yeah,
piece of
yeah.
work. But how those things can be so different and so brilliant, like our range is pretty impressive in this country.
Yeah, it's very exciting. It is, something that people are engaged with, and also happening internationally, as you know. Like it's. I think that's the great thing as well, is to see it go outside of Ireland and land as well. I think that's really exciting. And I like, even for yourself, I mean, in the last few years, you've done a lot of collaborations with a lot of different kind of artists. Obviously, Irish artists like Niamh Regan, Gordi, Julien Baker, George Fitzgerald, Katie Malco, and Fred again, of course. So seems to be a deliberate decision to kind of lean a bit more on collaboration, because I guess Soak is a solo project, but it's always been a band as well, or it's been a band for a long time as well, like you and your friends and Tommy and
Yeah,
James and all.
for sure. I mean, like, all the collaborations I've done have pretty much come out of like genuine friendship.
You just can't win. You're still at the music, are you teaching again? I'm trying, it's like pissing into the wind. Just finished the record, just for the record. I swear I tried to make it home tonight, but Jack's back and broke up. Are catching up, got liquid dice. It's not fair, I know it's not fair. Even when I'm home, I'm hardly there, but I'm trying, it's like pissing in the wind. I know you're out there, waiting.
Like with Niamh, for example, she was making her record, and I lived near there, and we hung out for a couple of days, and kind of stumbled on that song. Like to me, I've never been able to really rock up in a room not knowing someone or liking them and being like, let's write a hit. Like, I can't do that. I think you need that foundation of just like genuine respect for each other's artistry and stuff. And like with Niamh, like that song just happened after a conversation. Like, I love Niamh. I think she's absolutely amazing. And other things like Gordi, that song, she had it. We've known each other for like 10 years now, probably. I love the song. You know, like it's just kind of natural things. They've never been like seeked out in a way. It's just been for fun. And I'm quite proud of that, to have like a track record of fun. And when I look at the things I've worked on, you know.
Obviously, the Fred Again ones and George Fitzgerald is very different kind of music. So how did they come about?
But in a handsome way.
Just want to be safe.
She loves me.
Just want to be safe.
And I just stand there. So like the Fred thing, I'd made during lockdown. I'd done a spoken word piece in conjunction with Elias Grace and Gemma Doherty plays in Saint Sister. Just for Elias had these images of like still life that he wanted to, like some accompaniment to, and I had been writing poetry and stuff like that. Just he knew that I was doing that in secret, I guess. I wasn't really putting anything out. And then, so I gave him that poem, we put it together, and then Fred heard that somehow, I don't really know, someone showed him, and then got details, whatever, and texted me through. He'd already like remixed it and was like, is this fine?
He seems to be such a like vivacious collaborator, or like a magpie of things, and that's kind of the insane. You have to respect his work ethic and everything that he seems to be doing. It's so like that he has his fingers in so many pies, and he's paying attention to so many different things, and really interesting stuff. I mean, what was that like for you? I mean, it was like, okay, obviously it's a slightly different thing, because like you were a singer normally, and then all of a sudden this like massive track has your spoken word stuff, so something you were doing on your own kind of for yourself.
Yeah, it was really bizarre. Like, I mean, I never hesitated. Like, he actually initially when he got in touch, I got just a chain of texts from him, and he referenced like really deep cuts from my first record and stuff. So I think he had listened before, you know, he was kind of aware of it. And so I was like, okay, respect, you actually know what's going on here. And then like we obviously did a lot of work together in person to finish the song and stuff. But like it was bizarre and hilarious, just that like for me, I find it so funny that is what he wanted to use, was my pretty intense like Derry accent on a thing like that. But I don't know, the whole experience was extremely fun, and just honestly, I think the thing I got most from it was to see how he operates and see how his team operates, and see that something of that like size, like it's massive, the shows he plays now, but like even at that level, everybody across the board that was working on his stuff was so kind and genuine, and they obviously just have the crack and like each other and are friends. And that I just found that so like reassuring about this industry, because sometimes you just see awful things and hear bad stories, and to know that at that level he genuinely just is so obsessed with music, like does not stop, is always like singing into his phone or tapping a table or, you know,
Yeah.
it's just truly like an inspirational thing to witness.
He's a digger in many ways. You know, he really is. You can tell he's excited about music as well in a way that it reminds me of being like, no matter how long you've been doing this, you always have something else to learn, or something else to discover, which is always kind of what keeps me at it as well. Because I'm like, oh my god, you can get so excited by something you'd never heard of before, and it could come out of anywhere. And I think that's for me is always what's exciting about music, and I hear that in what he does as well. I mean, must be. Have you heard the song? Have you performed it with him?
Yeah. So the first time I saw it or knew that it was used live, he played this LA stadium show of like 70,000 people. And
Right.
it opened the show,
Yeah. Okay.
which is, so I just saw the video of that, was like, right, that's bizarre. Like, it's mad. And then later on, when it came to like the album and stuff, we made a video. He was doing like, I mean, he's known for his secret shows, I guess, but he did a pop up to like, I think the only people who could get tickets were like hardcore, like in the Reddit fans. And there was a secret show at Lake Vuliani in Athens in Greece.
Right. Yeah.
Which is like this ancient.
I think I've seen
spring.
some footage of this. Yeah.
It was just, I mean, it was just so fun to like go. I'd never been to Athens before. We performed there and it was just class. And then the next time the song I mean, I guess it gets used in the live show, but the next time I saw it being used live was for the show he did there with Thomas from Daft Punk.
Oh, yeah. Big one.
Yeah, and they finished that whole show with our song "Just Stand There" going into One More Time by
Mad.
Daft Punk, which like was class. That actually, when I saw that, I was like, "That's insane."
And I just stand there. We gon' make it through. All these things that we took for granted.
My guy, what's he gonna say? These guys are giving me nothing. Thank you so much. Go home safe. London. We gon' make it through. This has been the greatest joy of my life. One last time, make some noise for Thomas Baker!
At my 30th birthday, my friends like got it up on their phones and was like, "You haven't spoken enough about this." And that was crazy. Like, that was really cool.
Wow. Just in terms of like the 5 choices you picked, I asked you to bring some music that is moving you. It seems like there's I can try to feel a lot of a through line in the music. Certainly, are you a lyrics person first? Is that your thing?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. I could tell maybe just off these anyway. I was like, there's a very clear kind of, I can almost map this back to, Death Valley Fridge Magnet in a way. It's like, if you said that song is about feeling lost a bit and realizing your friends are the thing that reminds, there's a lot of like those kind of very personal self-reflections and things in this. So, okay, let's talk about the first one because there's a lot to talk about with the band Big Thief.
Traveling with some stuff I left when I was a kid. Mr. Bear in the wooden box I hid, full of broken gadgets that mean nothing now. The only thing I'll keep are the letters and the photographs. In 2 days it's my birthday and I'll be 33. That doesn't really matter.
And so you picked the album, the most recent album, Double Infinity. I'll be honest, I struggled a little bit with this album. I love their previous 3, but I this one now didn't do as much for me. So talk to me about why you picked Double Infinity.
Yeah, I've had friends say the same, and I can see where they're coming from. Like, for me, Dragon New Warm Mountain is that's the Big Thief record. Like, that is just the variety in that record alone. That's a perfect album.
We did a listening party with it recently because we do these monthly listening parties, and it was so. I mean, it was a reach because you're like, it's an hour and 20 minutes. Is it going to be too long?
Yeah.
But I was like, there's just no bad songs on it. It just keeps going, and it's really good.
There's not.
So I was delighted to do that.
It's
But yeah.
at the range on it, all the choices, it's so intentional. Like, I don't know, I think that would be like a desert island record for me. But in terms of just recent stuff, like, I loved the last record. I liked how kind of simple it was. Like, when you think about Dragon New War Mountain, it's so complex. Even just like if you learn those songs on a guitar, the tunings and things like that, and like it's quite a technical album, like when you really get into the weeds of it. And then when you compare that to Double Infinity, all those songs are like 3-4 chords and pretty simple, strong song structures. Like, and I don't know, I just kind of appreciated the choice of that. And also, I mean, like, I think that was the first song, Incomprehensible, is like an all-time Big Thief song. That's an amazing tune.
Yeah,
And
that's a
and
great
maybe
one.
for that song alone is why I chose the record.
Okay, yeah.
But I don't know, I think just the melodies are so strong, and it does really reflect the power that can be done with so little. Like, I feel like it was quite underproduced, that record as well.
It seems like it was recorded mainly live as well, and obviously there's a lot of guests on it as well, so that might lead it to be maybe lean on simplicity. Is that something
Yeah.
you've done in terms of yourself and Tommy and all, recording in Attica? Like, do you record live?
Well, the new stuff we've been working on has all been live, just me, vocal, guitar, and then we've built stuff around it. In the future, we'd like to get into I mean, it's the luxury of time and money, usually getting so many people together, but in the future, we'd really like to record, like, go into a room with a song in the morning and just build the thing and hit record. What I love about that Double Infinity is that, like, you can hear them laughing in the background and stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
okay.
it's just they allow it to be a bit rusty, and I think that's what I like most.
Yeah.
Out of
Have you seen them recently?
crunchiness.
They did a big Dublin show there with this on this tour in March or April, was it?
In the 3 Arena, wasn't it?
Mm.
Yeah, no, I really wanted to. I think that might have been their first like headline arena show as well.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so. I mean, it just shows you how popular they are here as well, that like
it
they
is
went from
class.
that Vicar
I don't know,
Street to there, it's
I thought
big.
it makes me really, I don't know, makes me patriotic about Ireland that Big Thief are so big there as well. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I love that a lot of artists' first like arena show is at the 3 Arena.
Yeah,
It's
I
pretty
mean,
cool.
it's just been happening more and more here as well. So many Irish bands as well stepping up to the
Yeah,
Free Arena, which is just, like we're saying, an indication of how amazing it all has been in the last few years, how much Irish artists are resonating. And bands like Big Thief, you're like, wow. I mean, they're kind of. I didn't. We had a listening party that night, and I was like, I can't go. So I was
yeah,
like, so I made sure to do something completely different than Big Thief. But it was like, yeah, I mean, I just every time I see them, I'm just like so impressed by their musicality and the fact that they're just bursting with songs, and then
yeah, yeah,
usually when you see them live, they're not even playing a lot of songs from the just released album. They're already
yeah,
playing the
yeah.
new stuff, which is so like it's almost like old fashioned or something. It's like
It's
pre-recorded
so
music. It
cool.
was like we're just constantly writing music all the time. So yeah, they're an inspiration for sure.
I wanna be untouchable. I wanna be untouchable. You took the door off its hinges. Dollars red in the litmus.
Now your second choice is Bloodless by Samia. I don't.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm only vaguely aware of Samia. So can you tell me how you came across this album, this song, this artist?
I think I'd heard of Samia a couple of years back. I think I heard "Pull" was a song off a previous record, and just was really struck by her lyricism initially. Just like, she's a very funny writer, and to me, reading her lyrics is, I mean, almost as joyous as just listening to the music. But like that last record for me in her whole discography just felt like a huge like step forward in terms of, I don't know, sometimes you hear a record by an artist, you're like this is who you are, like this is your statement piece. And I think that record was for her. And I love the guitar tones on the record, that like crunchy kind of like nearly alt country kind of thing to it. That's definitely like a thing that's happening at the moment in music. But that like I feel like her take on it still really unique, and I don't know, it's like rock leaning as well. But her voice is amazing, and the lyrics are really funny. I love a funny lyric that's also like you're laughing 1 second and you're like actually in pain immediately after. I'm really fond of that. There's a song on it called Craziest Person. It's like 2 minutes long. It's great.
I always look for the craziest person in the room. Sit down with the craziest person in the room. I'd rather be part of something awful than lie about having fun with you. Or maybe it's just that the crazy.
Okay, your next choice is one of my favourite artists going. Sadly missed out on her recent Dublin show. She played in the Spin Dizzy in Dublin on a Sunday, like 2 weeks ago.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So Julia Jacklin has a new album out in September called The Jam.
Still I wish someone had been there at the time. I grew into a new shape, something new. If
I don't know, there's something about this Australian songwriting wonder. I'm so always on board with what she says and talks about and sings about, and the way that she does it. One of my favorite singer-songwriters, I would say. Would you agree?
Absolutely. Like, yeah, I just think unmatched. Like, there's no one just like there's such an ease to her music and her writing that really feels like it just came off the dome, you know?
Yeah.
And just like straight into a microphone. It feels so like untortured. Not that the lyrics aren't complex and devastating at times, but just like the nature in which she sings and presents the song always feels so untortured, and like it just, I don't know, she's just conveying it with such genuine, I don't know, there is just something about Julia Jacklin I can't.
Yeah, the Crushing album
she's so reliable.
is my, like, God, it's one of my favorite albums of all time, I think.
Yep.
And it just arrived at that time where, you know, obviously pre-pandemic as well, there was a real head of steam almost about me hearing that album myself, and Andrea, who used to present the podcast with me. Two of us were obsessed. And we were also obsessed with her band as well, the Fantastic Furniture Band, who came back recently, I think, with a song. And I haven't heard anything from it since. I wonder what's happening with that. Did you hear that record, the self-titled one? They're kind of more garagey rock, kind of melodic stuff. It's good.
Does she play drums in the band?
She sings for sure. There's a song called
Okay.
Fucking and Rollin', which is just amazing. It came out in 2018.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's great.
I actually don't know. It's a really good name.
Such a good song. And yeah, but they had 2 songs out in September last year. So I thought there might be something else coming. So maybe. Fantastic Furniture.
Yeah.
It's a
No, I
funny
gotta-
old name. They're
yeah.
great though. Really good.
I'll
Julia
lean
Jackson.
into that.
She's great. I heard good
She's
things about
amazing.
the Spin Dizzy gig. I thought it was, again, talking about the weather, apparently it was very hot, and the PA cut out at some point because it was so hot and there was so many people there. So, well, she'll be back. She's back in Dublin next February, so I can't wait to see her on that. And the album will be
Class.
out by then as well. So up next, you have a song from a big artist, one that people flock to.
For you to love me again. If you don't like me now, I will change for you.
Are you a Mitski stan?
I think I am. Honestly, I was really, really late to it. I kind of tapped in around Bury Me at Makeout Creek, and then I just kind of was distracted, to be honest. I don't know what happened. And then only like whenever, and so the land is inhospitable, and so are we, I think is the record title.
It's 2023.
The one before this.
Yeah.
The one before this most
That's a
recent
great
record.
yeah.
That blew my mind. I thought that was amazing. I love how produced it is, just because like it's so intentional. Like all the decisions are so, you can tell that everything is so thought through and considered, and I love that about it. And I listened to that record to death as well, because it's such a complete package to me, like
Yeah, the
musically,
big choir.
lyrically. It's crazy. She does so much with so little as well. Like that, when I'm a drinker, that song, that was the first single that came out with
Yeah,
the jump scare and everything of the choir.
yeah,
She's
yeah,
just,
yeah.
she's really like a bit of a magician or something.
Yeah, she's fantastic. I remember seeing her live once, probably before, she'd really taken off. I think it was at Electric Picnic, and I was like, "What the hell is going on here?" I was like, because she was
Cool.
doing the whole before I knew about it, and she the intensity of performance and all that kind of stuff, and the like. I think she was on a table and like just
Yes.
1,000 yard staring everybody, and you're like, this is very intense. I can't look away. It's
She's so
amazing. I don't know what's
brave.
going on. Yeah, yeah,
You must have saw her in the like golden era as well. Like those are the videos I go back to watch now, where she's on the electric guitar like screaming in an office.
yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
it's actually amazing. I would have loved to have caught that when it was happening.
That must have been 2019 then, was it? Maybe it was 2019. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It must have been. So
I think she's doing like dive bar tours for a long time.
yeah,
Really grinding, like, yeah.
yeah, it was 2019. Just found a reference to it here. When I used to write about the Electric Picnic, there you go. Fair play. This is why I do these things. I'm an archivist a lot of the time and a
Nice.
completist. You have to know things are happening and remember. But sometimes your memory
Yeah.
doesn't remember for you. You're like, oh, what's happening? But again, another artist who's just like on the surface, you wouldn't expect to be playing the Three Arena or places like that. But the song you picked is "I'll Change for You," which is kind of this bossa nova buzz from the "Nothing's About to Happen" album. Mitski described it as about being pathetic, the kind of drunk dialing, bargaining stage of a breakup, hanging around in a bar, maybe being a bit of an unreliable, unflattering narrator. Yeah. Is that something you've ever written about in those terms, or like the kind of feeling a bit desperate?
I think so. I mean, there are definitely pretty pathetic lyrics in my discography for sure. But I think like, I think the through line through all of these artists is like the honesty of it all,
Yeah.
and the not trying to be like a shiny, happy person in any of it. Like just true, all the good, bad, beautiful, ugly. I love that in music. I
Yeah.
love that in Mitski's music, especially. She's not afraid to be perceived negatively or pathetically, or she kind of leads into it, and
Yeah.
I think it's great.
Yeah. Have you gone back and revisited your old stuff, or is that something you'd prefer not to do?
I don't do it.
You don't
Freaks
do
me
it?
out.
Yeah. Fair enough.
It. I don't know. Like every now and again, it happens mostly by accident. Like a song will come on somewhere, or someone sends me something, or I'm with. Usually, it's like honestly in the car with my friends, and they're like, I was listening to this song of yours today. Actually, one of my friends was like, "Would you ever play this song again?" And it was a song off my first album that I haven't played for years. Haven't thought about either. A song called
Yeah.
"Wait." I just it freaks me out to go back and just it's so personal, obviously, but like I feel like it's literally like being face to face with your younger self. And
Yeah.
sometimes it's too intense emotionally with some of the songs in terms of like why I wrote them and how I was feeling when I wrote them and stuff. It's
Yeah.
just, I can't just like pop in and out of that. It's like a real
Sure.
deep
Sure.
thing.
Yeah. Like revisiting something you did years ago is, you're like, oh, I'm a different person now. I'm a much better person now, maybe. I'm
Kind of.
I've
There's
learned
a
so
beauty to it
much.
as well. Honestly, yeah. I think I do avoid it now that we talk about it. Like, I think it's something I'm like, I'm good. I don't need to. But I wonder, yeah, there's probably stuff to be learnt as well from popping back. And I'm sure I would be really like fond of myself in moments, like forgiving of my younger self or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not something I do regularly.
You volunteer requests from the audience at your recent shows? So there's an
I,
element to that, or is it just one of those things where you're like, just say the song I'm going to play anyway, it's fine.
I mean, yeah, it's interesting. I really struggle to play also like songs that I have no connection to. Like, and I know like it's like sometimes I'm like, just give the people what they want. But mostly I kind of fight against that on terms of just like, I don't know, to like play something I genuinely don't care about anymore and don't feel anything for
Yeah,
feels like a disservice. So I just don't,
absolutely. Yeah, 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 yeah.
which feels stubborn as well. But yeah,
Well, you're your own person, and you gotta keep moving on and doing and looking after yourself first before, and I think that's the thing. I think what probably there is that, like, expectation of like certain songs people want to hear and all that kind of stuff, where that is where the tension arrives with all that stuff. So I guess
Yeah.
I don't know how much you have been leaning back into that recently, but yeah, I'm sure it's a thing.
Yeah, I'd like to do in the future. I'd love to do like playing the record in full, doing a little residency somewhere and playing all the records in
Yeah,
full.
yeah, yeah.
I think that would be the like most enjoyable way to do it, and the most like I think that would be a special way for me to revisit the songs as well. But I don't know, like sometimes like someone on the last tour we just did, people blurted out every now and again a certain song, and a couple of times I was happy to do it.
Yeah,
I was just like, sometimes you're also like, I have no idea what tuning that was in or how
sure.
to play that anymore, and you're kind of doing karaoke with the crowd, which is
Yeah,
also fun as
yeah,
well.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
What about, so your next show here anyway is in at the Jemison Circle,
it
and
is. Yeah.
that's August bank holiday weekend, so that'll be your first. It'll be a nice festival show, so you might get a bit of
Mm,
that buzz, I'd say, perhaps.
I'm excited. I'm excited just to go to
Yeah,
hang out.
yeah,
It's such a good festival.
it is. Yeah, yeah. You've been before. You played before.
I've played before. Yeah, I've played I think twice, but a long time ago. I haven't been there for years. So yeah, excited to hang.
Yeah, it's a great spot. And actually, the Circle by Jemison Music Place is a really lovely area as well. It's kind of like its own vibe, which is really nice.
Yeah,
And I think there's lots of areas at this festival altogether now where it does feel like that, where you're just like these places you can go and just, check out almost, or like find a completely different experience. And that's obviously the best of festivals, is all that always has, different varieties of things. My favorite festivals have like, yeah, almost secret places to go and
secrets. Yeah,
find,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. So actually,
It's my
speaking of
yeah.
secret, your final song is Secret Language by Ryan Beatty.
That was a really smooth
So
transition.
yeah, well, look, I've been doing this a long time. So this is a song that is the lead single from a very recent album called Sweet Fortune.
Faking the dream, the true American grit. I'll admit I'm a bit of a mess, 'cause I'm fragile and tired, wounded and weak, and my words are useless defense. You put your palm out and spit like a proud idiot. Gave a speech and then charmed me to bed. If only I could exist without it, leaving my lips and my touch was enough to confess.
I don't know, Ryan Beatty, tell me more.
Ryan Beatty, he has like he's been in music for such a long time. He was doing songs with like, what was that band called? Rap group, begins with B. There was like 6 of them. They disbanded.
Brockhampton.
It is like Trivia now. Yes.
Brockhampton, yeah, yeah, okay.
He's
yeah.
on like, I think, a Brockhampton song, and maybe he's like, he co-wrote like a Beyonce song and stuff. Like he's been around.
Yeah.
But this record and the record before feels like he really came into his own in this like alt country, just like real guitar music lane. And I don't know, I just think his voice is so beautiful. It's really like nearly old school or something. Like I feel like just the attitude or something, it just feels like it's been around for a long time. Do you know what I mean? Songs you're like, this has
Yeah.
always existed. It's
Yeah.
very much like that, and really like I don't know, like really in your heart kind of music. Like Secret Language, that song specifically, is just it's like a really like, I don't know, when people produce these phenomenal, perfect songs, but they do it in a way that's so low key. It's got like that thing to it, but it's like such a windows down from the car anthem. Like just pure, like, I don't know, such a non-self-conscious love song. Just straight to it. And I think it's beautiful. And
Nice.
also his lyrics, he's like a poet, in my opinion. He really writes lyrics like no one else, really. I think he's so good.
Great.
The whole record's really good, yeah. Really comforting record.
Lovely. So, Bridie, up next for you, you're doing obviously Altogether Now, as you mentioned. You're supporting Pulp on, is that Saturday?
This Saturday, yeah.
Saturday? Yeah. Royal Festival Hall. Have you played there before?
I actually haven't. No, I'm so excited.
That'll be fun.
I'm so excited to see Pop.
Yeah.
Buzzing to be doing that. Yeah.
They're also doing All Together Now as well.
Are there?
So that'd be nice.
Class?
Yeah. And you're
Double
doing
whammy.
you're doing Third Man Records as well on Friday.
Yep. Yeah.
Nice. And then
Nice
you have
little
some
weekend.
shows later in October with the Bar Brothers as well in America. So a few of those, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
Do you get back to Derry much then as well?
I was just obviously we're doing the Irish tour, so I was in Derry for a couple of days around that class. Nice to see my family. But I mean, I tried when I can. I try to, and like especially if I'm doing a show in Ireland, I'll just add an extra day.
Oh yeah,
Go home, see everyone. You know.
Of course.
Yeah, and I love Derry.
Great. Well, listen, I presume there's a new album on the way at some point. Is it this year or next year? Well, you can tell me.
It's this year.
This year. Great.
I think we have. I don't know how much I can say on podcast vibes, but like, yeah.
It'll be announced soon, put it that way. Lovely. Well, we're excited to hear it, and great to have you back and doing what you're doing and representing yourself. And thank you for spending time with me. Go and enjoy those lovely 30 plus degree weather out there, please. Yeah, we'll chat to you again.
Thanks so much. Thanks
Cheers.
for this.
Nice
I'll
one.
talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon. Bye bye.
When my life flashes before my eyes, will I be ready or beg for more time? Nothing scares me like my irrelevance. That's why I fill every silence with nonsense. From tomorrow on, I'm gonna be legit. No more saying things for the hell of it. You know I get carried away with things. I just wanted you to find me interesting. Days avalanche me. Another year flees the sea. I won't shake hands with the end, but it's breathing down.
Thanks for listening to the 909 podcast. If you like what we do, why not consider supporting us at patreon.com/909.